Landmark ruling out of the Supreme Court this morning. We have been awaiting this decision, and the decision now is clear from the Supreme Court. They have issued a ruling that now bans discrimination by employers against transgender individuals and gay individuals. This is a big ruling that was hotly contested at the Supreme Court when arguments happened at the end of last year here. This is quite an interesting opinion as well, because this is a landmark ruling for gay and transgender individuals. It was actually authored by conservative Justice Neil Gorsuch, appointed obviously to the court by President Trump. This was written by him. This was a 6-3 decision. He was joined by the Chief Justice, John Roberts, as well as the liberal justices here. This is a 6-3 decision. And I want to just read to you briefly what this decision entails. It is a massive victory for transgender and gay individuals. Justice Gorsuch writing in this opinion saying that, Congress outlawed discrimination in the workplace on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. Today, we decide that whether an employer can fire someone simply for being homosexual or transgender, and the answer is clear. An employer who fires an individual for being homosexual or transgender fires that person for traits that would not have been questioned by members of a different sex. So this court saying for the first time ever that employers who discriminate against individuals simply for their sexual orientation or for their transgender status are in fact violating the law. This was the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Title VII. These justices now saying, employers, you cannot discriminate. Poppy, this is a huge win for more than 7 million transgender and gay individuals throughout this country. And again, this decision coming from conservative Justice Neil Gorsuch writing this opinion in a 6-3 decision, Poppy.
It is huge, Jess. And as you say, this impacts more than 1 million transgender workers in this country, more than 7.1 million lesbian, gay, and bisexual workers, if you look at the data out of UCLA. And Jeffrey Toobin, how monumental this is, and the fact that Justice Gorsuch wrote this decision and was joined by the Chief Justice. People were looking at Gorsuch and looking in oral arguments at what he said. And the question was, where was he going to fall? And now it's very clear.
Well, this is a fascinating and enormously important decision, and it all turned on the meaning of one word in the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which is sex, because it was quite clear that the Civil Rights Act barred discrimination on the basis of gender. Like, you can't fire someone just because they're a woman. But does the word sex also mean sexual orientation and transgender status? And what the Supreme Court decided today by a vote of 6-3 is that it does. It means you can't fire someone simply because they are gay. That's a violation of federal law. It's an important point to realize is that most courts that had addressed this issue previously, not all of them, but most courts had gone the other way, had said that that the word sex did not include sexual orientation. But the Supreme Court has spoken very clearly in this decision, 6-3, that it is now unlawful under federal law to fire someone simply because they are LGBT or they're transgender. And it's a big difference from how the law was a half an hour ago, the way it is today.